A warm order trained by John Gosden, who's himself a bit of a warm order at the moment. John, the horse is in great shape. What was the key to this horse's really impressive win at Salisbury, do you think?
Well, I think Ryan rode him the time before and said bring him back in trip, which we did to a mile, and it was nice ground. He enjoyed that. He's in good form. He moved up 12 pounds, big field, and it's pretty tacky holding ground now. And I wouldn't know, I've never run him on that, how he's going to handle it.
Yeah, in the Salisbury race, though, he looked potentially group class that day, didn't he?
Yeah, he did beat a 3-year-old.
Yes.
It wasn't like he was beating all older horses, but he did it very nicely. But this is a whole different ball game. It's a tougher race and on more stern conditions.
Late developer.
Yeah, has been, but he's going the right way now.
OK, it's a massive day for you. I mean, all sorts of good chances. We can talk about Starscope, who runs in the distaff later on.
Yeah, she's you know, she deserves to win a listed race. I think she'll handle the ground. She's been second in a couple of nice Group 1s, and hopefully it'll be the one that'll make her a listed winner.
Yeah, take some beating. And then, of course, later on, Nathaniel is back in the Eclipse. What has been the problem with him? Why have we seen him for so long?
Well, what we call the scope had a mucus. So in human terms, he had a chest infection. And it was a nasty one, and I lost quite a lot of time with him. So I'm just sort of still finding my way back with him. He's not an easy horse to place in terms of being a Group 1 winner. So he runs here with the knowledge, as I've said already in the paper, that he will come on for this race. Yeah. He's not the finished product today. What
are you realistically expecting from him today, then? A placed effort?
Well, nice
he's
run.
Classy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's classy, a nice run, and I should just possibility of the last part that he could get outgunned there today. I mean, he wouldn't be fully race and battle hardened like these other horses have all been racing up. Sure. But it's still a long season to go for him. OK, very quickly, John, Great Heavens, great chance at in the Lancashire Oaks later. Yeah, she's a 3-year-old again, taking on some proven olders. The ground is heavy, she'll handle that. But, you know, you've got to be aware when you take on the olders first time. I've won it twice with 3-year-olds, that race, but it isn't always a given. OK, many thanks as always. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Trade Commissioner, the 2-to-1 favourite here. Cramped odds in a handicap as consistent as this, but he could be better class. We're about to find out. And the gates away, they're off. Al-Bakar was the slow starter. Switzerland was not that well away either as they begin their journey down the back straight. And Stage Attraction heads on into an early lead, followed by Spar's Dancer, the All Blue of Godolphin Con Artist, then Fulbright and Kalachi Star, followed by Captain Bertie towards the outside of the favourite Trade Commissioner, who's on the rail in about 7th or 8th place, followed by Darren Ashlee, and then Field of Dream, who's got about 4 or 5 behind today. Can be a slow starter as they begin the run to the bottom bend towards the rear of the field. Directorship is one of those right out the back, and Al-Bakar and Switzerland is last of all, and Vainglory is in the rear division, and in the second half of the field too in red and white is Classic Kalori. Stage Attraction by 3 parts of a length to Con Artist. Spar's Dancer tracks them in third. Where will they go? Up the home straight. Kalachi Star is fourth on turning in. Here we go once again crossing. Switzerland is the only one that remains semi-far side, coming down the middle, trying to make up ground from the rear. Stage Attraction, Con Artist, Spar's Dancer, the black cap on the left, chased by Fulbright, Captain Bertie, Trade Commissioner, dark blue colours, yellow cap, getting a roar from the crowd, beginning to make ground. Then Kalachi Star, Vainglory behind these, and then back in the field to Darren Ashlee. They race towards the final furlong, and it's Con Artist on the near side, challenged now by Trade Commissioner. Spar's Dancer between the pair. Field of Dream is finishing off well with Fulbright, but Trade Commissioner now strikes the front, a length and a half to the good. Vainglory flying on the far side, but Trade Commissioner is well on top in the hands of William Buick. Vainglory got close, got to within about 3 parts of a length. Then Al-Bakar and Spar's Dancer, Con Artist, Field of Dream, Fulbright, Captain Bertie, Kalachi Star, Darren Ashlee, Classic Kalori, Stage Attraction fading out of it, then Switzerland, and Directorship at the tail. Well, he was a short price in a handicap as competitive as this Trade Commissioner, but he's probably a little bit better than a handicapper. He came there very powerfully, and although Vainglory was finishing strongly, one just got the impression inside the final furlong that this horse had a bit more in hand.
Trade Commissioner really well, solidly back favourite this thing.
Still enjoying wonderful weather here at Haydock. The breeze is getting a bit stronger, but I suspect that has helped throughout the morning to dry out this ground, and it certainly isn't riding anything like as bad as we might have anticipated following that torrential rain yesterday, and the course does look in magnificent condition. I don't think I've ever seen so many jockeys walking the course as were out there before racing today, because I think they were all expecting it to be bad, and all were trying to work out just where the best ground might be coming up the straight. Great heavens for John Gosden, 11-4 favourite, set to music for Her Majesty the Queen and trainer Michael Bell, a 3-1 chance. Testosterone, now ridden by Graham Lee, out to 6-1. Shimmering Surf, a little bit of money into 7s, and it's 8-1 or bigger the remainder. Well, not too many more of these fillies to go forward, just 4 to go. So let's hand over to Stuart Machin.
Salford Art is the latest one to go in, followed quickly by Mahedian Lady, Kieran Fallon in the red jacket. Now Testosterone in the hands of Graham Lee. And in the hands of Seb Sanders, Aquamarine walks in. So they're all set. And they're off, racing over 1.5 miles for the Group 2 Bet365 Lancashire Oaks. Great heavens with the yellow cap away well with Shimmering Surf. The latter often races up with a pace. Salford Art wide into the first turn, shuffle back to fourth as Good Morning Star with a blue cap goes up to track the leading pair. They've gone off at a brisk early pace here. Mahedian Lady, Kieran Fallon, red jacket settling midfield, just a little keen you'd say. Likewise the nose-banded Aquamarine, and then Testosterone in the pale colours. Set to Music has been dropped out last but one in the royal colours in the hands of Jamie Spencer, and My Place Later is just last. They're already towards the end of a half-a mile, and it's Great Heavens and Rab Havlin leading up from Shimmering Surf on the far side, then Good Morning Star close up in third. Near side the nose-banded Aquamarine with Mahedian Lady still inclined to take a bit of a grip in the centre. Salford Art racing over on the far side. Testosterone in a pale jacket is covered up behind that line of 3, and then back to Set to Music, and finally at My Place Later. Inside the final 7 furlongs, moving to halfway in the Bet365 Lancashire Oaks. And the progressive Great Heavens, this a well-backed filly chasing the hat-trick, leads them into the bend from Shimmering Surf wide of Good Morning Star. Salford Art is seeing plenty of daylight with Aquamarine up the fence, squeezed up as Testosterone angles for a bit of daylight, gave a nudge to Mahedian Lady in the process. Set to Music still under heavy restraint, Spencer the black cap, and then back to the last placed My Place Later. It's about to turn for home then, approaching the last half mile. Great Heavens just stacking them up on her tail. Shimmering Surf close up. Good Morning Star, the blue cap, is bustled along. Mahedian Lady tongue hanging out. Testosterone, the pale colours travelling well. Away to the left, Set to Music is on the move. Aquamarine up the rail, and then My Place Later. Salford Art has dropped right out. Pace quickening again, down to the 3. Great Heavens trying to see off the game Shimmering Surf. Mahedian Lady driven along, trying to close, but Great Heavens is pulling out more in front. Racing for the last quarter mile. She skipped a couple of lengths clear from Shimmering Surf. Set to Music down the outer, but just inclined to lean in, and Great Heavens is galloping on strongly with a 1.5 furlongs left to go in the Lancashire Oaks. Great Heavens and Rab Havlin 3 lengths clear. Shimmering Surf is sticking on dually in second, and then Set to Music. Inside the furlong they come. Havlin steals a peak, and he'll see the gap is widening in behind Great Heavens, who's bounding up towards the line, and this sister of Nathaniel will complete the hat-trick. She's got too much class. Gosden again in the Lancashire Oaks, and Great Heavens wins with any amount in hand from Shimmering Surf, Set to Music, and then My Place Later, who was never nearer.
Say again.
And Far is going to be the last in the white cap. Frankie Dettori, but he might go into the stalls all right. He has done, but how's he going to come out? They're set for the Coral Eclipse, and away they go. And Far began well towards the outside, the white cap, right on terms. City Style in the red cap. Ahmed Ajtibi is on into the lead from Nathaniel in second. Crackerjack King is third, then Cityscape in the green cap in fourth place, followed by Monterosso in the all-blue jacket. Mikel Barcelona aboard the Dubai World Cup winner. Bonfire further back, twice over in a pink cap. Far drops to second last, and Sri Future second and third from the last two runnings is the back marker. Heading down the back straight, having covered 2.5 furlongs, and it's City Style that leads to Nathaniel, a very handy second, followed by Monterosso on the outside of Crackerjack King. Then Cityscape, another length and a half to the sole 3-year-old Bonfire. Far moving up on his outside, followed by Twice Over and Sri Future at the tail. They'll shortly be swinging right-handed out of the back straight, and City Style has made it all so far, shadowed in second by Nathaniel. Then in third now, Monterosso taking closer order. Cityscape's round the inside of the grey cat, Crackerjack King, followed out wide by Far. Twice Over right round the inside, Tom Quealy. Bonfire now second last, and finally Sri Future, who's about 8 or 9 off the lead. About to turn for home then, City Style is pushed along in front. Nathaniel almost alongside now, and going to make a long bid for home here, Nathaniel. First run for a long time too, and takes it up inside the 3. Cityscape, the white-faced Cityscape into second. Then out wide Monterosso, wider out Far. Crackerjack King is trying to get on terms. Then Twice Over. Nathaniel is harried and pestered by Cityscape. Crackerjack King far under pressure on the outside. Then Twice Over back in 5th place. It's still Nathaniel as they race towards the final furlong. Nathaniel, who stays 1.5 miles, but Far is now attacking under Frankie Dettori. Nathaniel and Far as they race up towards the line. Nathaniel is stretching his neck. Far on the near side, a half length down, but he can't get past. And Nathaniel, a Group 1 horse, wins the Group 1 Eclipse. Nathaniel, a brilliant ride from William Buick, from Far in second. Twice Over, another tremendous run from him in third. Then Cityscape in fourth. Crackerjack King, Bonfire, Sri Future, a gap to Monterosso, and City Style at the tail. Bold, bold tactics here from William Buick on Nathaniel, who's been off the course for 266 days. There was no hiding place for him all the way up this long and stiff Sandown home straight, but he's knuckled down, he's buckled down, and he's beaten them all off like a rattling good horse.
Well, what a run the owners are having, and so's the jockey, so's the trainer. Given a fantastic ride by William Buick. He got a really good lead off of City Style. Ahmed Ajibi just took them along at a decent gallop, but he was always sitting in just behind him. And Twice Over's run fantastic as well, his third good run in this race. And Far, no excuses for him, just wasn't good enough on the day.
No, but he ran an absolute cracker. The first 3 all did extremely well, but a great ride from William Buick. What a fantastic training performance by John Gosden. This horse has run once in a year. There have been reasons for that. I don't think they've been desperately serious, but to have him, you had to be nearly tuned up, because his main target, the King George, is in 2 weeks' time, and he galloped to the line, and 7 winners in succession for the Rothschild family, and this one out of a mare called Magnificent Style. She already produced a Lancashire Oaks winner earlier this afternoon.
Yes, and the reason he hasn't run so far this season, he had a little bit of mucus on his lungs, and part of a trainer's job is to spot that early, make sure that you pack him up, give him a break, let them recover. Very easy to just keep going, pushing with them and just doing more damage, and of course they never come back. But this horse, what a lovely horse he is. Just got that lovely way of galloping. I remember him beating Workforce last year. It must be a lovely horse to ride. Keeps going forward for you.
Well, we mentioned before how well the Rothschild family, the wonderful run they're having. They've
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the brave and classy winner of the 2012 Coral Eclipse Stakes. It is Nathaniel.
Strong association with this race. owned by Lady Rothschild and New Cells Park stud, trained by John Gosden. This horse by Galileo, the best sire in the world, obviously the sire of...
It just keeps improving.
It's fantastic, it's going so well, but I must say that was a fantastic training performance from John Gosden, you know, to get this horse here and, you know, in the shape he was in. It was all credit to John, really. It was real good training performance, and you know, the credit should go to him.
I mean, and he had to get really stuck in. There was no way that fitness was going to count today because, you know, Farah came there, challenged, and then he's fought back again.
Yeah, I mean, he's got real quality, you know. He showed today what a good horse he is, and I've always had a lot of faith in the horse, and I suppose, you know, things in the Champions Stakes last year didn't really go his way. He was racing from a long way out and didn't really get home, so... But today everything played into his hands, and he's been a good bunch of horses, and, you know, he showed his versatility today, winning the top-class minor quarter race, so, and all being well, go back to the King George.
Well, you make some team, and spirits in the yards must be really high. Well done.